Husty. We are here in this meeting to discuss our lesson for today, the articles. Now, just to confirm, in this meeting with me is Miss Jin Wang, or Lydia, and also Miss Yao Li. Is my audio and my video, and also my PowerPoint, visible at your end, or audible at your end?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for answering. Now, without further ado, let's begin discussing our topic for today, articles. Now, before anything, please pay attention to the sentence on the slide. I bought a book. I bought a book. Everyone, please identify the different parts of speech to which each word from the sentence corresponds with. Can someone tell me first what the I is? Miss Lydia?
Yes, sir. I is a pronoun.
Correct. How about the word bought?
It is a verb, sir.
Correct again. Now for you, Miss Yao, what then is the word book?
It's a noun, sir.
Yes, it is a noun. You're correct. Now we are left with the word a. Does anybody know what a is? Can anybody tell me what a is? It seems like nobody is raising their hands or opening their microphones. So alright then, I will tell you what a is. It is an articles. And assuming that this concept is still new to everyone, I'll explain what an article is. Articles are short words which come before a noun to show whether they refer to a general or specific object. There are different types of articles, and there are also several rules for telling which article, if any, should be used. So for today, we will be discussing these different types of articles and the rules that define or determine what article should be used. Let us first begin with discussing the first type of article, the indefinite articles. Please read and examine the two sentences on the screen. I work in library. I work in library. I work in an office. I work in an office. Okay. Can anybody tell me their observations? Miss Lydia, please share us your thoughts. As I have discussed briefly what articles are, what and where exactly in the sentences are the articles located?
The article are a and as I recall, articles appear before nouns.
You are correct, Miss Lydia. Articles do appear before nouns. Hence, a and an are the articles in the sentences. Now let me ask you, Miss Yao. If someone would say this to you, these two sentences to you in real life, would you be able to know where or what exactly is that library or that office?
No, sir, I want to be able just from those statements.
Exactly. This is how the indefinite articles a and an is used. The indefinite article a and an is used to talk about something in general, as seen in the first two sentences I have shown you. Now, to continue, let me ask everybody to examine once again the sentences. Mark the difference between the use of a and an and the difference between the nouns that they precede, library and office. Can anybody share their observation? Miss Lydia?
Yes, sir. Library starts with a consonant and office starts with a vowel. Also, the use of a with library sounds more fluid in speech, same with and with and office.
Correct. What an observation, Miss Lydia. As you have noticed, A is used before a noun that begins with a consonant, as seen in the library, and before the noun that begins with a vowel. Now please pay attention to the sentence on the screen and examine the use of the indefinite article. We are trying to buy a house. We are trying to buy a house. Now, can anybody tell me their observation? Let me ask you this. Do we know what exact house they will buy?
No, sir.
Yes, Miss Yao, we don't. This is because the indefinite article is used to talk about something, a general thing among its many types. The exact one is not yet known. So in this sentence, we do not know what kind of house or type of house they will buy. We just know that they're going to buy a house. We don't know if it is a villa, a two-story house, a summer house, or something similar. So it is not yet known, hence the use of a. Now next slide. Canada is a very cold country. Canada is a very cold country. Well, can someone share their observation? Lydia?
Yes, sir. The article a is not immediately followed by a noun, sir.
Yes, you're correct. It is followed by the adverb and the adjective before the actual noun. The indefinite article is also used this way to show a noun belongs to a group or a category. In this sentence, we can see that country categorizes Canada and cold describes it. Hence, we use a. Did you get that, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. In addition, the indefinite article is also used in the same way for questions and negative statement, as in the two sentences on your screen. Is there a bank near here? Jim isn't an artist. So as you can see, the first sentence uses the indefinite article a, which for the question form, and for the negative statement, we use the indefinite article also, which is now and here because artist is the next word or the noun it precedes. So let us move on. Now, we shall now discuss the use of some with the indefinite article and. Please examine the differences between the two sentences in the slide and tell me your observation. There is a hotel in the town. There is a hotel in the town. There are some hotels in the town. There are some hotels in town. Can anybody share me their observation? Please turn on your microphone.
Yes, sir. The in the first sentence was gone in the second sentence, and some replace it. And I also observed that the first sentence has singular noun and the second has a plural one.
Good observation, Miss Lydia. Some replaces a or an in sentences with plural nouns, as seen in the two sentences where a is used with the singular hotel and some used with the plural hotels. So as you can see, now that we have used the plural form of hotel, which is hotels, we now use some instead of a. Did everybody get that? Um, Okay, now let us move on to the next slide. Let us talk about some and any with questions and negatives. Check these two statements or sentences out and their transform versions. One is transformed into a question, the other into a negative statement. There are some cafes in town. There are some cafes in town. Are there any cafes in town? Are there any cafes in town? There are some children in the park. There are some children in the park. There aren't any children in the park. There aren't any children in the park. What happened with some after the transformation?
It seemed to repeat with the word any in the question and the negative form.
Correct, Miss Yao. Some is indeed replaced by any to form questions and negative, as seen on the example sentences and as observed by Miss Yao. As you can see, the statement there are some cafes in town when changed into a question form is some is replaced with any. And for the statement there are some children in the park, we turn it to a negative, hence the aren't. It's using any instead of some in its form, in its negative statement form. Now, let us move on to discuss another type of article. But before that, let me ask you if you have any questions or clarifications regarding the indefinite articles.
No question, Paul.
No question.
Okay, thank you. So there are no questions. Let us proceed. Place your attention on the slide and read the sentence. Afterwards, as we have been practicing, report your observations to me. We went on a tour and the guide was excellent. We went on a tour and the guide was excellent. Aside from the indefinite article we have discussed earlier, which is a and an, what is the article used in the sentence? Can you share your guesses? Miss Yao?
The, sir.
Yes. The is another type of article, the indefinite article. The definite article, sorry. Another question for you, Miss Yao. Just from the sentence, do we know what guide the speaker is referring to?
Yes, sir.
Correct again. That is the exact purpose of the definite article. The definite article the is used to talk about a specific person or thing that everyone understands. So in this case, in the case of the earlier sentence, we went on a tour and the guide was excellent. We know that the guide is a tour guide because from the context that they went from a tour, we can deduce that the guide is a tour guide. So we use the since everyone understands it. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed with the next line. There's a bus trip or a lecture. I'd prefer the bus trip. There's a bus trip or a lecture. I'd prefer the bus trip. Now, please locate the definite article and examine its use in the sentences on the screen. Please turn on your microphone if you have an answer. Miss Lydia?
It's the, sir. And
Mhm.
I also noticed that it is used in the second sentence when the first sentence used an indefinite article in introducing the bus trip for the first time.
A smart observation, Lydia. Very good. That is because when a person or thing has been mentioned already, the is used the next time that thing or that person is talked about. As you can see, bus trip is already introduced the first time, but using a because we don't know yet what is that bus trip. But on the second time, we use the before the bus trip because we already know that from the first sentence, it is the same bus trip the speaker is referring to. Now let us move on to the next slide. The Colosseum is probably the most famous site in Rome. The Colosseum is probably the most famous site in Rome. Please tell me your observations regarding this sentence. Please turn on
Yes,
your
sir.
microphone. Okay, Miss Lydia.
Aside from the Colosseum, sir, the was used before most famous before the actual one.
Correct. That is because the definite article is also used before superlatives. As you have known, most famous is an example of a superlative, which is referring the site. So hence we use the before it. Okay, now let's move on again to another slide. Okay, please read the sentence on your screen now, Miss Yao.
I'm going to try a fountain for Eileen.
Okay, thank you for reading. Now let me ask you this. Is there any other Trevi fountain you know of, Miss Yao?
No, sir.
Precisely. There is only one Trevi fountain. That is why we use the before it. This is because the definite article is also used with unique objects. So Trevi fountain is there is only one Trevi fountain that we know of, so it is a unique object. Hence, the use of the is justified. Now let us move on to another sentence or another slide. Okay. Miss Lydia, please read the sentence on the slide.
The Pope is visiting another country this week.
Okay, thank you. Now, do you have any observations regarding this particular sentence? You may find that it is similar with the earlier or the first sentence we have discussed before this one. Share us your observations.
Yes, sir. The definite article is used before Pope, which is a Unicode thing too, just like the earlier example, sir.
See, as I have told you, it is similar to the first sentence that we have discussed. It is the is also used with unique titles such as Pope. So, Pope, there's only one Pope that we know of, and we refer to his title as Pope. For example, Pope Francis. So, when referring to just the Pope, we use the before it because it is a unique title. Thank you, Miss Lydia. Now let us proceed with learning more about the use of the definite article. Using the to specify and using the with adjectives for certain groups. Now, Miss Yao, please read the sentences on the slide and tell me your observations.
The pictures on the wall are beautiful. The dog that I saw earlier was adorable.
Thank you,
Sir, I
Miss.
see,
Okay. Okay, share your
Sarah,
observation.
I see that the preparation phrases follow the article and the noun.
Correct. Your observation is correct, Miss Yao. Prepositional phrases in the sentence are following the article and the noun. So, on the wall and that I saw earlier are those prepositional phrases that you are referring to. The can be followed by prepositional phrase or a defining relative clause to specify which thing someone is talking about. So in this case, the prepositional phrases made it clear for us which pictures and which dog the speaker is referring to. Now let us move on. Again, let me ask you if there are questions or clarifications regarding our discussion. Are there?
No, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Let us move on. Okay. Now, Lydia, please read the sentence below along with its transformed form.
Okay, sir. Rich people have bought most of the new houses in this town. Almost all the houses here are owned by the rich.
Your observations, Lydia.
The transformed form uses the with the rich, sir.
Thank you, Miss Lydia. That's right. Some adjectives can be used with a definite article to refer to to a class or group of people, as seen in the rich. So the rich here, rich, is not just saying that someone is rich, like an adjective, but it is used as a noun. Wherein the rich is pertaining to a group of people with high economic status. That is why we use the before it, since we are referring to this group of people. Okay, next slide. So, before we continue, however, with discussing the zero article, the last type of article, let us review what have we been learning so far. So, Miss Yao, let me ask you this. Please tell us those that belong with the indefinite articles.
Yes, sir. Answer.
Okay, you are correct. A and an are the indefinite articles. How about you, Miss Lydia? What are those that belong with the definite article?
The definite article is the, sir.
Yes, you are correct, Miss Lydia. The is the definite article we have discussed. Okay, it seems like you still recall or you have put into your memory our discussions so far. So let us proceed with the discussion of the zero article. Okay, as you can see on your screen, there are sentences. Please read the two sentences and locate the indefinite articles. Also, note the use of sand and sight in the sentences. And then, afterwards, please tell me your insights. I don't like the beach, I get sand everywhere. I don't like the beach, I get sand everywhere. You can see famous sites all over New York City. You can see famous sites all over New York City. Okay? Can you share me your observation, Miss Yao?
There are no indefinite articles.
Yes, correct. That is because an indefinite article is not needed with an uncountable or plural nouns used in general context as seen in the sentence. It is also known as the zero article. Now that the rule has been said, Miss Lydia, please point out the uncountable and the plural noun in the sentences earlier.
The uncountable noun is sand, and the plural noun is size, sir.
Yes, you are correct. So sand is an uncountable noun because you cannot count each grain of sand. That is impossible. Then the plural noun is sites, which can be seen or be justified by the s on it on the last letter, which is the original word or the singular version is site. So we use the indefinite article for the accountable and the plural noun. Now let us proceed with the next slide. Miss Lydia, please read the sentences on your screen.
Okay, sir. This is 7. She goes to school now. Lever works at the school in Park Street.
Okay, thank you for reading. Now will you share us any observation, Miss Lydia?
The first sentence used the zero article, and the second used the definite article, sir.
Precisely, Miss Lydia. The zero articles is used with some places and institutions when it is clear what their purpose is. Now that you know the rule, please explain its application for the two sentences. Can you please discuss the first sentence, its application in the first sentence, Miss Yao?
In the first sentence, Lily goes there to study, which is the purpose of schools, so the, no article is used.
Correct. Now, how about Miss Lydia? Can you explain us the application of the rule I have said earlier in the second sentence now?
In the second sentence, the definite article is used to talk about a specific school where he works.
Yes, thank you. You are both correct, and I'm glad that you are able to follow with our discussion. Now let us proceed with the next slide. Okay, Miss Lydia, can I please request you to read the sentences on your screen and afterward tell us your observations?
Okay, sir. Telescopes change the way we see the night sky. The telescopes change the way we see the night sky. Sir, the first sentence used the telescopes. The second is used the telescopes.
Yes, you have a good eye, Lydia. So, the zero article can be used with plural nouns to talk about something in general, as seen in the first sentence. And this is going to also be done too with a definite article plus a singular noun. So in order to talk about a general thing or an object using the definite article, you have to add a singular noun, such as telescope. So you may say, why does it have s if it is singular? It is because it is referring to not the individual telescope, but the invention, which is telescope. Did you get that, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for responding. Thank you. Now let's proceed with a discussion about the definite and the indefinite articles with names. So first, please read the sentence and share us your observations. This is my uncle, Neil Armstrong. This is my uncle, Neil Armstrong. Now, Miss Lydia, can you share us your observations regarding the sentence?
This sentence used the zero article, I believe, sir.
Yes, you are correct, Miss Lydia. The zero article is normally used with the name of a person. As you can see here, Neil Armstrong. So there is no indefinite or definite article before the Neil Armstrong because we are just talking about the name of a person, Neil Armstrong. Okay, let us proceed with the next sentence. Okay, Miss Yao, please read the sentence and share your observation. He's not the Neil Armstrong, is he? He's not the Neil Armstrong, is he? Now, Miss Yao, share us your observations.
Has has not the newer strong in him? Like, I think this sentence use a indefinite article, sir.
Yes, you are correct, Miss Lydia. The definite article is used before a person's name in this context because it is to differentiate him or them from another person with the same name. So, as you may have all know, Neil Armstrong is the first man who went to the moon. So, the person or the speaker is probably asking if that is the same Neil Armstrong or it is just a person with the same name as the one who went to the moon. Did you get that, everybody? Okay, I
Yes,
see.
Paul.
Okay, I see you nodding. So let us proceed with the last sentence. Okay, wait. Okay. So please read the sentence and share us your observation. Okay, I'm afraid there isn't a Joseph Blogs on the list. I'm afraid there isn't a Joseph Blogs on the list. Now, Miss Lydia, please share us your observations regarding this particular sentence.
This sentence used the indefinite article, sir.
Yes, correct. Now, for the sentence, this indeed use the indefinite article a or a. The indefinite article is used when the focus is on a particular name rather than a person. So, in this context, the person is saying that there isn't a name Joseph Locke on the list. It is not saying that the person is not there, but the name is not there. It is more focused on the name rather than the exact person. Okay? So this concludes our lesson, or lesson proper. So just before we continue to the next part of our discussion or meeting, let me ask if do you have questions, if you have any questions or clarifications regarding the zero article, the indefinite article, and the definite article. Do you have any?
None so far,
No,
sir.
no, sir. No.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Now I will give you a 5 minute break. Um After this, or a 5 minute break in order for you to review your notes regarding this topic, is because you're going to have a short exercise in order for me to gauge whether you understood my discussion for today. Is that okay? Is that clear with everyone? Okay.
Yes, Paul, sir.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. May I ask everyone to just please keep your cameras on during the 5 minute break, just for me to know whether you are still there. Okay. We're going to return around 4 4:28. Is that clear with everyone? 4:28. I'm gonna open my mic again in camera. Okay, thank you everyone. Let us proceed with the 5 minute break. Have your break now. Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Please turn on your cameras once again. Okay, I can see you, Miss Yao and Miss Jane again. Okay, so we are now resuming our discussion after the 5 minute break. So for this last part, I will be telling you what to do. So I will be showing or I will present different sentences with blanks. Remember with blanks. Please answer whether the sentence needs a, an, the indefinite articles, any, some, the, the definite article, and zero to signify the zero article in order for the sentence to be complete. Did you get that? Did you get my instruction?
Yes, Paul.
Okay, so we shall proceed. The first sentence: dogs make blank great family pet. Family pet. Dogs makes blank great family pet. Can you answer this, Miss Yao?
A, a great family pet.
Let us see. Yes, you are correct. It is the indefinite article A. So let us move on with the next sentence. For Miss Lydia, this time, do you want to come to blank exhibition? Do you want to come to blank exhibition? Sure, ask your answer, Miss Lydia.
The answer is an exhibition, sir.
Let us see if you are correct. Yes, you are correct. Do you want to come to an exhibition? Now let us move on to another sentence. There are blank banks on Main Street. There are blank banks on Main Street. Can you answer this one, Miss Yao?
Some, sir.
Can you repeat that, Miss Yao?
Some.
Okay. Some. Your answer is some. Let us see. Yes, you are correct. There are some banks on the Main Street. So this is because it is using a plural noun in general context. So we replace the a or an with some when we are using the plural noun. Now let us move on. Are there blank museums? Are there blank museums? Can anybody answer this for me? Please open your microphone.
Yes, professor. My
Okay.
answer is, are there any museums?
Let us see if you're correct. Yes, you are correct, Miss Lydia. Are there any museums? Are there any museum? So why any? Because we are still using the plural noun museum in a general context, but it is in the question form. So some have to be replaced with any, as Lydia had said or answered. Oh, thank you, Miss Lydia. Now, next slide. Next question. There aren't blank factories. There aren't blank factories. Can somebody answer this for me? How about you now, Miss Yao?
Any, sir.
Okay, let us see if you are correct. You said any, and yes, you are correct. There aren't any factories. So similar with the rule of the questions, when we are using the plural noun in general context, some is replaced with any in the negative statement. So I can see that you still recall the rules for the indefinite articles. So next question. What is blank biggest country in the world? Blank, what is blank biggest country in the world? Can somebody answer this for me? Open your mic if you have your answers.
Yes, professor. The answer is, what is the biggest country in the world?
Okay, let us see. Yes, you are correct. What is the biggest country in the world? So it is not, we are using the definite article the because the biggest country in the world is known for everybody. So we use the. As I have said earlier, with how the definite article is used. Now, next question or next sentence. I love this restaurant. Blank waiters are great. I love this restaurant. Blank waiters are great. Can somebody answer this one for me?
The,
Please open your mic. Okay.
the,
Okay, as Miss Yao have said, it is indeed the. I love this restaurant. The waiters are great. So again, We use the because we know that the waiters is referring to those in the restaurant. It is clear to us from the context that because this person is in this in a restaurant, the waiters are the waiters in the second statement is referring to those in the restaurant. So we use the. Now let's proceed to the next sentence. Blank president will be speaking on TV tonight. Blank president will be speaking on TV tonight. Can anybody answer this for me? How about you, Miss Lydia?
Yes, sir. Same answer with the last question is the president, sir.
Okay, you are correct. It is the definite article the because president, as I have similar with the Pope earlier, is a unique title. Now proceeding with the next slide. Okay, here we go. I went to Paris and climbed blank Eiffel Tower. I went to Paris and climbed blank Eiffel Tower. How about you this time? Can you answer this one, Miss Yao?
I think the
Let us see. Yes, you are correct. I went to Paris and climbed the Eiffel Tower. So why do we use the again? We use the because there is only one Eiffel Tower. May I ask you, Miss Yao, do you know any other Eiffel Tower? No, right?
no,
Yeah, so there's only one Eiffel Tower in the world, which is the one in Paris. So that we use the. It is a unique object. Now let's move on. Blank computers in this office are all too slow. Blank computers in this office are all too slow. Now, Miss Lydia, answer this one for me.
Yes, sir. The answer is still the, sir.
Let us see if it's still the. Yes, you are correct. The computers in this office are all too slow. So as I have said earlier, the can be followed by a defining clause, defining relative clause, or a prepositional phrase. So as you can see in this office, it's a prepositional phrase. And here is the. So let us move on. The media sometimes portray blank young as lazy. The media sometimes portray blank young as lazy. Now, Miss Yao, please turn on your microphone and please give us your answer.
the young and lazy.
Let
The
us see. Okay, the media sometimes portray the young as lazy. Yes, you are correct because the young is not an adjective, but it is a group of people which are, as the sentence implies, young people, less like us or just like you. Now let us proceed. Go to blank bed, Tom. Go to blank bed, Tom. Can anybody open their microphone if they know their answer for this one?
Yes, for sir.
Okay, Miss Lydia.
I believe there is a zero article, sir.
Okay, let us see. Yes, you are correct. Go to bed, Tom. So that is a zero article there before the bed because we do not use the indefinite or the definite article here because we know the purpose of the bed. The purpose of the bed is to sleep at. So let us continue. Blank kangaroos are common in Australia. Blank kangaroos are common in Australia. Can somebody answer this for me?
zero.
Oh, okay. I think you meant zero. Okay, you meant zero, so you're correct. Kangaroos are common in Australia. So it is a zero article as well. So let's proceed. I've got so many books. I've got so many books. I got so many blank books. Sorry. So what is the answer for this one? Do you have any guesses, Miss Lydia?
Yes, sir. I believe the answer is still zero.
Let us see if there's still zero. And you are correct, Miss Lydia. I've got so many books is the correct answer. Okay, let us proceed. Blank violins are often the key instrument in an orchestra. Blank violins are often the key instrument in orchestra. Can somebody answer this for me?
The violin. The
Okay, the violins. You said the violins. So the definite article, yes, you are correct. The violins are often the key instrument in orchestra. So it is referring to the violins, which means which is not the individual violins in our orchestra, but the group of violins in the orchestra. So it is singular, and that is why we use the generic the with it. I hope you still remember that. And then let's move on. Okay, he is Chris Evans. He is blank Chris Evans. Yes. He is blank Chris Evans. Yes. So can anybody tell me the answer for this one?
Yes, sir. The answer is the.
Let us see if you are correct. Yes, you are correct. So, as I have said earlier, the is used with a name, the definite the, with a name in order for them to differentiate another person with the same name. So the speaker is saying that that is the actual Chris Evans, the one who plays Captain America, as we are all familiar with. So let us proceed. So for the last item, he is my teacher, blank Mr. Alberto de la Cruz. He is my teacher, blank Mr. Alberto de la Cruz. Miss Yao, can you answer this last one?
Um, zero.
Okay, let us see if you are correct. Yes, it is zero or the zero article. He is my teacher, Mr. Alberto de la Cruz. It is because we're just saying the name of the teacher. So there is no definite or indefinite article needed. So that concludes this meeting. But before we end, let me ask if you have any clarifications, do you have any questions, or did you get it all? All the things I have taught you. Do you have any questions? Miss Lydia?
None, Paul.
How about you, Miss Yao?
No call.
Okay, it seems like you have no questions anymore, so that I think we can conclude and call it a day. Thank you everyone for joining me in this discussion and this meeting. I hope that you have learned a lot from me and that you can use articles from now on. So thank you. Goodbye everyone.
Thank you, Paul, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
professor.